This is the fastest way to go from 0 to 5K a month as a notary. I want to start off by saying some of these things you'll hear me say over and over and over, and that's because the method to doing so does not change. The only thing that really changes is, I guess, just market temperature and new notaries coming in. But honestly, the same tactics work. And honestly, if you just stick to doing the same things without trying to jump on new fads as they come, then you'll be successful as a notary. But first things first, with everything that I'm about to say, the easiest way, in my opinion, to go from 0 to 5K a month as a notary is to use the notary hybrid system, right? This is something that you guys, if you're new to the channel, you're probably not familiar with this. But if you are familiar with my channel, I always talk about the notary hybrid system. The notary hybrid system is a system that I created when I was flat broke and had no money, and I need to find a way to make as much money possible using as little money as possible to make a good return. That's because when I was doing entrepreneurship and starting off as a notary, I didn't have any money. I was broke. So what I did was create 3 pathways, right? So let's call it the NHS, right? Notary hybrid system, NHS. And what I did was create 3 pathways that all 3 costed me different amounts of money. So the first way I did took a little bit of money because I didn't have that much. As I got more money, I then invested in doing the second way. So that brought me more money. And then I went into the third way, and then that brought even more money. But each tier that I went into, it cost me more money. So if you're not familiar with the notary hybrid system, you could go watch my other videos. I explain it out in detail. And just check that out. And if you want help actually implementing it, just let me know. I'll help you out with that. So I just want to get that out the way because the short, quick answer for the people with the tiny attention spans is just using a notary hybrid system. But next up, the biggest way is to take it seriously. To get to that 5K a month, you have to lock in. And I say that because it really goes over people's head, right? It really goes over people's head in the sense that, oh, of course I know I need to lock in, but you guys don't really get it. You know what I'm saying? So I talk to some of my coaching students and they say, oh yeah, I'm ready to leave my job. I'm ready to leave my job. And it sounds good. And I understand and I empathize with your situation. But until you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, or you want to leave your job so bad that you're willing to do anything, if you're not really at that point of no return to where it's like, I absolutely hate this, I'm ready to leave. If you don't have that burning passion, that burning desire in you, actually being able to make 5K from the notary business is going to be a little bit more difficult than it has to be. Just because you're going to be half-assing it. You're not going to be putting the right amount of work that you need to put into it. So one of the things that helped me to get to that, well, way past that 5K a month as a notary, is the fact that I didn't have any other income coming in. So what people tend to do when they have a job is they dabble in other things to bring them in money, but the hustle that they have is not the same as it would be if they didn't have any money coming in, and you have to make it work. Once you're into the position to where you have to make things work or you will not eat, I guarantee you're going to just turn up to a whole different level. The amount of focus that you have, the amount of grit that you have, the tenacity that you have towards making money is going to change. But you don't have to not have a job to do this. What you need to do is create a type of environment in which you kind of like, not fake it, but you create the environment and you kind of like lie to yourself in a way that, all right, if I don't get this working, I'm not going to be able to eat. You kind of trick your mind into that discomfort, because when you're really uncomfortable in the situation, you're going to find everything that you can to get yourself out of that situation. So you need to find a way to implement some sort of discomfort. And this is a strategy that I use. You don't have to use this, but when I do that, I tell myself like, okay, cool. I'm not going to eat for example, this is just a rough example. I go to way more extreme levels. I'm not going to eat my favorite dessert all week. Or if you're a person that drinks, I'm not going to drink until I get my first 10 clients. Or I'm not going to do this until I get this. You have to kind of take away something that you want. I found out that works a lot. Take away something that you want and tell yourself, I'm not going to do this thing until this. One of the things that I used to do, and it's a little bit weird for other people, is I used to sleep on the ground. I said, I'm not sleeping in my bed until I get these first 20 clients. And what happens is you start getting very uncomfortable on the ground. Your body gets a little bit sore. You wake up sore without not having a good sleep. So in the daytimes, when you're not sleeping, you're trying everything possible, everything you need to do in order to get up off that floor. At least I was, because it's like, all right, I'm very uncomfortable. I need to change the situation. The problem is many people out there are in a decent enough situation to stay with it in the situation that they're in. So for example, if you're not making all the money in the world, but you at least have enough to pay your bills, you're at a point where you're kind of staying in the middle ground. And the middle ground is where you get crushed. I think it's either better to be at the top of it or at the bottom, because when you're at the bottom, you do anything you need to move up. So you need to be locked in. You need to have a different level of discomfort going on in your life. You need to take something away for yourself if you're actually serious and you want to change it. If you want to create that environment in which you turn on that hustle or that grit mode within inside of your body, you need to change some things up. But anyways, I just wanted to say that because it's like a pro tip. It's helped me out a lot. Next up, the type of customers that you want to focus on or top of the line. So let's say that, all right, you took some things away from yourself. And now you want to start making money. What's the best way to do? You want to go for high quality clients, HQC. The reason you want to go through the high quality clients is because you're able to charge these individuals a lot more money. If you're going for all these cheap pencil clients, or my mentor used to call them penny clients, then you're going to be hustling forever. Instead of charging somebody $50 and getting one job done, you could charge somebody $400, $200, $150 and get 3 to 4 times that amount. So you need to lock in on, all right, who are the clients that are paid the most, right? Who are the clients that get paid the most? Who are the clients that I can charge the most? How do I find them? What type of services do they need? What are their psychographics and psychographics? What are their demographics? What are the things that they're into? Where are they located? The type of documents they like things like this, you need to be locked into, because once you find the type of client where you know you can charge them a lot and you can still provide them a service in which they enjoy, then you can focus and double down on that. But you want to tunnel your vision to the extent to where I'm only focused on the best clients, because you're going to get more bang for your buck. Not only are you getting more bang for your buck, if you're the type of individual with a 9 to 5, an 8 to 4, or you got a job that you go to like 3 times a week and your time is limited, you want to make sure that you're not like doing a shotgun approach. You're more of a sniper. You can shoot the shotgun and hit a whole bunch of things that barely damage it, or you can get a sniper, aim, and hit the hell out of what you're aiming for. So when I say that, I'm kind of saying in a way that niches are in the riches. So focus on something that you know brings in the high quality customers. Learn everything you can about your client and focus just on those. Just focus on those. Don't do all the other notaries out here on social media, TikTok, Instagram are doing. Like, hey, I made $50 in 1 hour. Yeah, good luck making $5,000 a month doing that. It's going to take you forever. It's not impossible, but it's going to take you forever. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm trying to have you guys make less swings and hit your target a lot better than doing what everybody else is doing. And had I just started there, it would have cut my time to getting where I am right now a lot faster, because I'm only focused on the most important people. Next up, your recurring contracts or your repeat customers. Your repeat customers. So this can kind of go hand in hand with your high quality clients. Not only do you want to look for the quality of clients that you could charge a lot, but another second best thing would be the repeat customers, because maybe that customer is only $50, but they booked you 3 to 4 times a month. Now by the end of that month, you're getting about the same amount. The question that you need to ask yourself though is, all right, how do I get these high quality clients, right? How do I get these repeat customers? Now you're asking the right questions. You're asking more specific questions. When people go out there and just say, hey, how can I make $5,000 a month? Do you know how many answers there is to that? But when you get in here now and you're asking more specific questions, it's like, okay, you'll get a better answer. I always tell my students and my friends, vague questions get vague answers, specific questions get specific answers. So be specific. Lock in, find out who those repeat customers are, and see if there's a way that you can get any sort of contract with that place. So like I said in a few videos ago, I don't remember which one it was, but if you find out that all right, this elderly person always books your calls, and this is why you need to have a CRM or some sort of tracking system. If this elderly person always gets a notarization from you 2 to 3 times a month, you need to find out where she's located. Is she in a retirement home? Okay, are there other people in a retirement home that get the type of documents that she's getting notarized for themselves as well? Because if those are, now you have multiple repeat customers and you're able to keep making money off the same customers without having to spend more money on marketing materials such as ads or websites and things of that sort. So those repeat customers are going to be those silent killers that can help you out a lot. I didn't know the better word to use for that. Hopefully YouTube doesn't do anything with that. Anyways, your same day and your after hour services. These are kind of like a la carte services. So you have your same day, and then you have your after hours. These services are going to be very common. And for those of you that are the 9 to 5 warriors, the 8 to 4 warriors, this is going to be something that you can do. Maybe not the same day because you'll be working, but when we talk about the after hours, oh, that's your bread and butter. You better be the best after hours notary there is. Find a way to stand out, whether it may be your marketing verbiage or whatever it is, but you need to take advantage of these after hours as much as possible, because maybe you get off of work at 5, you get home around 6, you take 30 minutes to yourself, but the rest of that day, you better be ready to knock out some notarization appointments. You better be ready to do that, because that's going to be where you can get that extra money, where it's going to push you into being able to get to that 5K a month. And then the same day appointment, but and remember too, also when you book them after hours, when they ask you to do something after your allotted amount of time, you can charge them additional money. You can charge them the extra 10, the extra 20, however you think, however you see fit. You can charge those extra services to get that done. And as far as same day, a lot of people that call in, they need same day done, or sometimes they need even less than an hour. Oh my gosh. If y'all don't charge them for that, you're insane. So remember that too. And then last but not least, I don't want to drag you guys on too long, but it's very, very, very important to make sure that you're streamlining all your, actually, I'll even tell you this. You need to have your add-ons. This is even better. You want to have your add-ons. I talk about this one a lot because people always ignore it. But your add-ons could be like printing, that could be like mailing documents, that could be like courier services. These type of add-ons are those additional little drops in the bucket that add up to having your bucket filled. So you might have a $100 appointment, but after you add on your same day, and the same day happens to be after hours, and they need you to print something and mail it off, now that $100 job is now 200 plus. So remember these add-ons, because all of these things accumulating is going to add to the 5K a month. So usually what people think is like, all right, 5K a month, I need to do this many signings. But yes, you need to do that a certain amount of signings at the average order value that you usually charge. But if you get used to charging add-on services and after-hour services, now the amount of clients you need per month is less. You don't need to try to shoot to get, oh, I have to get 50 clients for the month. Or if you don't just focus on trying to get 50 clients for the month, how can I get better clients? So I only need 25 of those. So that's kind of like the frame of thinking that you have to go into. I'm going to have some more videos going even more into detail about 5K months, but hopefully this helped. This hopefully gives us a little tip. If you learned just one thing from this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'm going to leave you something at the end of this video that can help you actually progress in your notary business. So check this out. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.